So good evening everybody and welcome back to FTRL. After 9 exciting weeks of GT2 action, we have arrived at the season 29 finale here at the Red Bull Ring as we look to crown our GT2 Drivers' Champion. It is all still to play for tonight, however the odds are somewhat in the favour of Team France's Jadon coming into this week, but all is not lost. However, we have a slightly peculiar situation regarding the Drivers' Championship. So Jadon leads the way ahead of Switchback. However, Switchback in second is not the man who can deny Jadon the title. It is in fact the man in third place in the standings. It's the man who is currently fastest in practice, Unsafe Release. The reason that Unsafe Release in third can deny him, but not second place Zach, well, that's because it is Team Germany's double points week. So everything that the Team Germany drivers score this week will be doubled across both divisions, this being their home round. They selected. However, here's a very, very big ask from Unsafe Release. He needs to turn around. I think it's about 79 points he's got to overhaul. So it is a very, very long way back for him, but it is not impossible. Jadon needs to have a shocker of mighty proportions, along the lines of sort of Mikey had last week at Bathurst, for those who saw. And if you didn't see it, I suggest you go back and watch it for comedy value. So that is the permutation. Of course, the team standing will go all the way as well. However, Germany a bit of a gap to make up. I'll just wait for Jonesy to appear. So while we're doing that, I'll go through the standings. So Jadon leads the way. He's on 383 points. Second is Switchback on 333.5. Then comes Unsafe on 304, who is a point ahead of Jonesy, who's on 303. He's had a really good couple of weeks there, sort of thrown himself up the order. Joker is in P5 on 290, just ahead of his Team Japan teammate Dusty Fussell on 283. Then comes Odon on 205, Mikey on 200, Glyn is next on 189, next Royston on 174, Zom on 162, Derek on 159.5, Goose on 156.5, Norbin Norris on 135, and Beach on 70. How many different winners have we had this season? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 winners out of 15 drivers, so about half the field won this season. A good spread. Not as good as GT1 though, where 11 drivers out of the 15 have won this season. So very impressive spread across the top division. In the championship teams, the nations, France lead the way on 1618. Germany are on 1467. So it's a big old ask for them to overhaul France, who have been the epitome of consistency. 14 wins to their name. Italy have 10. But Italy down in 4th in the standings then, so that just shows you how the consistency for Team France has been right up there. And last week then, the man who was the meme last week is going to lead us round on a lap of the Red Bull Ring. I don't know if he's willing to warm his tyres up or willing to say no, don't go on board with me, but I'm not going to listen. So we're going on board with Mikey for a lap of Red Bull Ring, formerly the A1 ring, formerly the Österreich ring. Out of the final corner then, and we start to build towards our flying lap across the start finish line and heading up the hill towards turn 1. Open angle up here using the curving on the left. Tricky first corner. There is a sausage curve on the inside, you want to hit it, and then there's a big curve on the outside there. Just about got away with. And they get rough against that curve. They're trying to get over it. They're now heading up the curve straight. Now this is technically turn 2 here, but we're not going to call it turn 2 because it's not a turn, it's just a curve. Into the next big heavy braking zone, then down the gearbox all the way to first gear, uphill hairpin. And he's still climbing there, might get a little bit wide there. Have to pick up the throttle late. Over the percent, and now we start to plunge down the hill towards turn 3. Again, another big braking zone, tricky one, off camber as well. Car drifts to the outside there, you can see having to wait an absolute eternity to pick up the throttle. Now then we go through the curve into the infield section. Again, the angle up there, wide, but he's missed the apex, late apexes there though, so gets it squared off eventually. Onto the curve, short sprint there using the track there from the short circuit, then open up the angle again for the second of the left-handers. And out of that infill section we go. Then 2 corners to go. Under the bridge. Once again now looking for a blind braking point. You come over the crest, find your braking marker, throw it in there, plenty of curb, even a little bit of grass. Out to the outside using the curb, but not too much, and then throw it into the final corner as well. Get off the curb, don't run too wide there and invalidate your lap. He's got away with it though. And now it's a sprint to the line, and it's a 1:31.5 as the first flying there from Mikey. So behind him is a 31.2. And he goes into provisional pole, but Odon is the man who snatches pole after the first flying laps then for Team Germany. So all 3 drivers up in the top 5, 6, and Goose has gone fastest of all in the Viper. This is a circuit where the Vipers should be strong. It's just straights and a couple of heavy braking zones, so not too much twisty stuff to hurt the Viper. So it's Goose from Odon, from Unsafe, from Jadon, champion-elect. Delivery has not come through. Three cars think of struggling with deliveries at the minute. Nobby Norris had a drama on the exit of turn 1. He's gone off into the grass. He is going again now. Zom up to P8. Ahead of the second of the Vipers, a Glyn in P9. What's happening to Jonesy? He's a little bit late getting back, that's the problem. He's gone. Kicking out the final corner then. He did a 31.5 at his first flying lap, and now he's the second one. Just half a second away. It's going to be improvement, and Mikey goes pole, provisionally. Over Unsafe release then, pipping him. Everyone stays where he is. Jadon goes third. Goose does not improve on that lap then, so it's the Team Germany 1-2, Unsafe release and Mikey. Odon in 5th then, so they are starting strongly in qualifying. So improves his time there, he's gone up to a, what's he on now, 32.1. He's in P13, just had a joker. Struggling a little bit at the moment. Switch back this time, he's had a drama. Lass uns gehen, Team Deutschland, ja. Biggles in the chat, good evening, sir. Cheering on his team as they try and overhaul Team France in the standings, and Unsafe, of course, can defeat Jadon. However, permutations are very much against him. He will need Jadon to have a bit of a shocker. For a win, of course it's 30 points for a win normally, however it would be 60 for does not improve on that lap. He'll get 60 points for winning the endurance race, and he can get potentially 30 for winning the sprint, so possible 90 points. He'll need to maximise it, he'll need both realistically. Jadon needs to be down the back in both, so anything can happen. We see some team tactics from Team Germany trying to disrupt him, unsettle him, and even yeet him into the gravel. He's still up in P2. Oh, you're going to download, are you? Man. Are you just going for the day, or are you going for the weekend? I was tempted to go tomorrow because I want to see CKY, but yeah, it's a bit of an ask to go just today. And I haven't asked it for a work either, so it's too late now. It's too late now. He's not able to improve on his lap times since that 31 flat he did in the first run. Across the tyre wear now. The effect is slightly close to his current best time, slightly down. But Odon, can he get in there with his Team Germany teammates and make it a Germany 1-2-3? Comes to the line, does not improve there. Novi Norris is currently the lead Team Italy car in P6. That's not be going well here. Yes. I say there's a little bit of forecast of some rain, possibly tomorrow, tomorrow night, overnight. So, but other than that, it doesn't look too bad this year. So hopefully it'll be a bit better than last year. Derek improves to P7. So the Team Italy cars are all together in 6th, 7th, and 8th. Switchback washed is now the third of those. He's got himself a half-second penalty. Switchback is again having a drama at turn 1, then having just improved and gone 5th. He's now gone round again, and that is going to be it for his qualifying, because he will not got around to do another lap then. So Switchback, not the second in the standings, but if unsafe, he's going to be scoring big points at the front. I mean, it's going to do well to beat that then. Unsafe, just warming his tyres. This comes into the final couple of corners to go for one last flying run. He still holds provisional pole. He's in second, so no further improvements. Does not improve on that. What about Goose? Get out. We've got another half-second penalty. So Goose struggling with track limits at the final corner. He's going to park up. So Odon, Mikey, unsafe. Team Germany is down. In the first sector, Odon is also down. Mikey just behind them as well. He's up. And Mikey's purple in sector 1. Glyn has improved to 6th. So he jumps all of the Italy cars. So Glyn and Goose 4th and 6th then for Team USA. Who, after their brilliant home round week at Daytona a couple of weeks ago, propelled themselves from the foot of the standings all the way to 3rd. At the minute, it does look like Team Germany are the team to beat, 1 and 2. Jada's got a half-second penalty. He will not improve. Goose already has a half-second penalty. Odon is still down, so he's not going to be improving. So unsafe then, looks like he has got pole all wrapped up. Very wide there, right out on the edge of the curb there, but he just about kept it on the curb. And again there at the final corner, does he improve with his final run? I don't believe so. No, 35 thousandths shy. But Odon, did he find any time in the last sector? No, he did not. Super consistent there from Odon. Look, 31-1, 6-2, 5, 6 and 7. He's got himself a second penalty as well. 11 Dusty Fossil lead Team Japan car in Team P11 with Joker right behind him. Norrisman 13th, Johnny Boy just behind him in 14th. Then. So it's been an interesting contrast to the sort of first half of the season to the second half. The first half of the season, the Vipers were struggling no end. The circuits did not suit their cars at all. They were kind of banking on being just quick in a straight line to hold off with people in these feature races, having been at the back in the sprint races. So we've got into the second half of the season. It's very much become Team Japan, who have struggled in the sprint races and had to bank good points, mostly through strategy. To get them the big points. So 3 have been fairly consistent. And so unsafe then strikes first and takes pole position then for the sprint race. Mikey will join him on the front row with Odon and Goose, Team France and USA. 3rd and 4th Goose is 4th and 5th is Odon, so looking strong for Team Germany. We've got Glyn in P6 then, so USA also going well. Then we've got the 3 Italian cars, Novi Norris and Switchback 7th and 8th, Derek in 9th, and Zom next to the Peugeots in 10th. Then we find the Team Japan cars 11th and 12th, Dusty Fossil and Joker. Royston is 13th and Johnny Boy is 14th. And Jonesy should be with us for the start of the race. Doesn't look like we're waiting for him. So we are underway then. So We're waiting for Jonesy for the main race a little bit later on. So predictions, please. Is it going to be a 1, 2, 3 for Team Germany? Is Jadon going to clinch the title in this one? If he stays where he is, he will clinch the title. He needs 11 points to seal the title. And we'll get that if he finishes in P3. But it is lights out and away we go. And Mikey has immediately dropped out the race. I think there's going to be a restart. Going to be a restart. Yep, car's up and out, so we have a restart here, I believe. Nobody's told the guys at the front. Jadon's got a half-second penalty. There we go. Restart, reset. Oh dear, it's chaos at turn 1, 2. Right, I'm going to take this opportunity to just move out the lobby. Hopefully the that should just bring everybody's liveries through. It would appear the problem was that Jonesy didn't get in his car. So Mikey just change the settings there. That should just be to custom grid. Also got very cloudy. Interesting. Now, interesting fact, it can rain here at the Red Bull Ring. Now we haven't seen any wet weather this season. So far, but Red Bull Ring is one of the circuits on this game that can rain. I say that it hasn't rained this season. I think this is the only circuit other than Spa we've actually been to where it can rain. So that's maybe why we haven't seen any. Try that again. This time with a full grid. I don't like it. Just make sure everybody's liveries have loaded in now. I've done the reset. Looks good. Somebody's not in the car. Who is it? That's Mike. It's Joker. Get in his car. Joker, get in your car. Somebody told Jeff to get in his car. There we go. Oh. Alright, attempt 2. Getting this race underway. Right, unsafe from Mikey, from Jadon, Goose, Odon, Glyn, Norby Norris, Switchback, Derek, Zom, Dusty Fossil, Joker, Royston, Johnny Boy and Jonesy. Your final grid for season 29. Cars making their way. Aaron's angry. All kinds of angry. All the anger. And we are racing for the final sprint race of season 29 for GT2. Cars are making their way up towards turn 1. The Vipers closing in respectively on Jadon and who was next in there? It was Odon. Somebody got around turn 1 without penalty, without spinning. Joker having a twitch. Johnny Boys heading off somewhere. Unsafe, and Mikey have got the jump they needed, and Goose is on the attack of Jadon, but he's got plenty in hand, and Glyn is attacking Odon. Further back then as the cars get up towards turn 2 for the first time. Not enough to go on the outside of Glyn. Glyn giving him a hip and shoulder out wide. And there's a drag race down the hill. Seeing what a cheat code that Viper is. There's Goose trying to go around the outside of Jadon, long way around. Doing there though. Jadon now all over the back of Mikey. Unsafe trying to stretch his legs up front. .11 points is what he needs. He's currently on for 13. He's up the inside. He's going for 14. And Jadon takes second place away from Mikey. Mikey needs to get back in front of Jadon if he wants to give Unsafe any hope of winning this title. But Jadon doing everything he needs. He is exactly where he needs to be. Mikey's going to get shuffled back to third here by Goose, who goes up to third. Goose there out wide. He needs to watch his track limits. We saw him in qualifying getting up multiple half-second penalties. He could get away with that one then. And you can see Odon now closing up on this train. And dropped Glyn, who's now under threat from Norby Norris to switch back. Further back, Derek is under attack from Zom. Turn 1, and come the GTRs. Dusty Fossil and Joker. Derek's had a poor run up turn 1's on to the outside. He's going to get the move done here, is he? That's up ahead for P2. Goose to the outside again. Oh, Mikey's going really hot there. Gives Goose a bump. He hits Jadon. Odon's going to take 4th place away here, I think. And he's going to let him back in. Nope. Mikey there trying to do the dirty tactics for his teammate there, take Jadon out vicariously through Goose. Didn't work. Absolute dirt from Mike there. We see your game. What that has done though is bring Glyn, Norby Norris and Switchback into the straight as well. So now we've got second all the way down to P8. And then Zom leading the next train with Derek, Dusty Fossil, Joker, Royston, Jonesy and Johnny Boy. So we've got Unsafe on his own, and then 2 big FTRL trains behind him. As the info section we go, 1.3 second lead there for Unsafe release over Jadon. That is Norby Norris letting Switchback through for 7th. He's now going to go try and chase down Glyn. Looking at the back of Odon, Mikey has regrouped and is now on the back of Goose. He's just up to wait ever so slightly from Jadon. And speaking of which, Switchback is on the attack of Glyn, already got the start-finish straight. Down the inside goes the Lamborghini. Into turn 1, they're going to go side by side. That's going to hold up the Viper, and is that going to give Norby Norris a chance? It is. Norby Norris now side by side. Can he get the slipstream from his teammate? And Switchback's giving Glyn the slipstream. That's disgusting teamwork there from Zach. So selfish from Zach. Norby Norris is still going for the move down the inside. They are 3 wide. Norby Norris on a really tight line though, and that's held him up, and now Zom's arrived. Joker slipped to the back of that pack there with his teammate. Unsafe still leading. Goose still on the back of Jadon. And the gap's now kind of between Switchback, who's ahead of Glyn. Oh, and Norris is over to the wall. Where did he go? Oh, Norby Norris' strong start to the race has ended prematurely in the wall on the exit of turn 3. It's a big shame for him. That Lamborghini has been biting quite hard the second half of the season. We've seen Fever struggling, which has in the past won titles in FTRL, but this season has been a bit of a handful for its drivers. Unsafe still leads in that Audi. Fastest lap of the race as well. However, Jadon's just taken that from him. He continues to hold off Goose, Mikey and Odon. Switch back Glyn and Zom, Derek, Dusty, then a bit of a gap to Royston. Jonesy making steady progress at the 12th. And there we should have a good run up the straight. Into the back of him there rather than pulling out in time, so it's not worked. Purple in sector 1 to the outside of the lag there. It is very jaggy. Look at, there's that Viper just torque out of the corners. Pulls up alongside, and in that mirror is a blue Peugeot about to appear. There it is. Royston then confined to the mirror, and now onto the back of Dusty Fussell immediately. Jonesy up to 11th. Safe's lead has been trimmed quite substantially. It was 1.4 seconds, it's now just 7/10, and Jadon is in slipstream range. Goose behind him has a half-second penalty, so he's got to lap 4 before he's got one, but he's going to drop away. Got in the midfield section of the lap because he hadn't served it this time around. Let's see if he can get on terms with the guys ahead of him. Okay, Odon, switch back there, just trying to get back on terms with that lead group, and he's bringing Glyn with him. There's the gap then. Zom in 8th, and you've got Derek and Dusty Fussell side by side. Around the outside goes Dusty Fussell, but he's gone very deep. Too deep, in fact, and that's going to let Jonesy through. And it might let Royston through as well. Fussell there trying to outbrake the Lamborghini, trying to get around the outside, but broke just a little too late. And it's going to cost him at least 1 and probably 2 places here. On the inside is Royston. Just into the apex, so he might hold him off. He has done, yes, hold him off. Oh, and Goose has got another penalty. That's going to cost him probably both places to the Audis. He's lost 1. Odon was too far back, so he loses 1 place for now, and immediately runs wide of the penultimate corner. Oh, he's wide again there at the final corner. That might be another one. That's going to let Odon through. It is another one then, so Goose is struggling down a couple of corners there to get that Viper turned. He's carrying too much speed. To 5th, and he's got another half-second penalty to serve on this lap. Right into the rear wing of that Audi of Odon though. Just drag past him up the hill, back up into 4th place. There's the 10th Purple in sector 1. Mikey now has the fastest lap of the race. Can he do anything about getting on terms with the front 2, who are nose to tail? Jadon is right now on unsafe release. And again, proving why he is one of the best drivers in FTRL. Super consistent season. He's pulled himself a very healthy gap. Had some challenges at various points this season. Dusty Fussell started strongly. Switchback has been strong throughout as well. Jadon has seen off all challenges as Dusty Fussell's challenge has fallen away. And Safe is sort of a late bloomer to this title battle as well. So in the last couple of weeks he's even got into the top 3, so Jadon has been the ever-present. Poor exit there, unsafe, just edging clear a little bit. There's a personal best there, 31.1. 31 flat, however, so even marginally quicker. Goose, despite serving his penalty, is still in 4th, so he's held off Odon and managed to avoid getting another one this time around. So at the moment he's okay. Odon, Switchback and Glyn together, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th. And Zom in 8th. Derek giving chase. Jones is in 10th place. Dusty Foster just behind him. Then Royston and Joker together. A little bit of a gap back to Johnny Boy. And then Marby Norris, who we saw having that drama on lap 3. Can Joker do anything about Royston? Then Royston getting a slipstream though from Joker's teammate. Downhill into turn 3. Oh, he's wide though, as he got sucked in there by the slipstream. Joker gets his nose down the inside, but Royston using the momentum around the outside to stay ahead. Sweeping through the SS section. Good front end on it there. He's got himself a good run. As we go in defensive. Towards the final couple of corners then. Squeezes Joker to the outside. Joker trying to make it the long way around. Royston though just showing him to the outside and holds him off for now. Oh, there's that rear end traction going on the GTR. Getting away with it though. That's up ahead. That is Jonesy on Derek into turn 1. Through he goes. To 9th, runs a little bit wide. A bit of lag there, just didn't quite correct himself, and that is another place gain for Jonesy. He's up to 9th. Derek now under threat from Dusty Fossil. So as before, Dusty Fossil again to the outside. Nothing doing then. Up ahead. As you were in this battle for 4th, Goose still leads out on lead switchback, leads Glyn. Mikey still in 3rd, still with the fastest lap of the race. Actually, marginally quicker last time around than his previous best from lap 5. Only man currently under 1 minute 30. I'll light on safe there as well. Jadon's to the 1:31.000. That is absolutely orgasmic. Love that. The battle rages on then for the lead. Jadon just stalking unsafe. Much as I stalked him last week at Bathurst, but then tyres gave out on me in the end and I couldn't make a move, and Jadon was victorious. He's just biding his time. He knows he's doing everything he needs to do, as Jadon just sets the fastest lap there comprehensively with a 30.5. Oh, unsafe there over the curb. Jadon ran a bit wide. He was right up behind him. 31.3s. Who's owed on? Where has Switchback gone? Where has Switchback gone? He's down to 13th. And he's all over the shop. A 42.1. Switchback's had a drama. And has thrown himself out of that battle for 4th. He's now all the way down to 13th then. Just Johnny Boy and his teammate Marby Norris, who we saw go off earlier, behind him. So the Lamborghini bites again. Joker has passed Royston meanwhile. Ahead of Dusty Fossil has a half-second penalty. Now Jonesy has now dispatched that group and is now on the back of Zom. Now Zom is a difficult man to pass, as many can pay testament to that. Quite lucky that Sir Goose spooked him wide last week when I was filling in for Johnny in the main race and was able to get through. As Jonesy got then, you should have the straight line speed. Just need to set it up out of a corner. Make our way through the S's on board with the Viper. No problem, not get him here. So I'm using the curve to open the angle. Get the car turned in to turn 1, the final corner, sorry. All about this Viper grunt down the straight. Then there's a personal best there, 31.2. So again, opening the angle up into the first corner, using all that braking, that curving on the outside there to brake in. Yeah, now comes the Viper in the straight. There it excels. Tom's going to go defensive as he is. So Jones is going to have to go the long way around. 3/10 purple, and it's unsafe for Leeds. Bites back in the battle for fastest lap. Josie goes with the switchback. Tom tries to shut the door, finds the Viper already there, and as we saw with Royston earlier, through he goes. Jonesy up to 7th then, carving his way through. He's now got 3.7 seconds to catch his teammate. That might be a big ask without a mistake ahead. So still stalking Goose in the battle for 4th. Mikey pulling away slightly from the group behind. The front two then just upping their pace then at this point. Unsafe last time around, fastest lap of the race with a 30.4. Jadon with a 30.6. Indeed, great move by Big John. It's James out right under the rear wing of Unsafe Release then. Let's go on board with our champion in waiting. If it finishes as it is right now, Jadon will be the GT2 Drivers Champion there. A bit of a kick there from the car as it bounces over the curb at turn 1. The Audi pulling away. Giving chase into the braking zone for turn 2. A little bit wide. James off over that curb. We'll slow him as he tries to get the power down. Hour and a half second penalty as well, which he will serve on this lap. He's got plenty in hand behind him, so he's not under threat. But that might be the win for Unsafe Release. It'll be bittersweet though, because while he will win the race, he will concede the title, even though it was a very big long shot. James might even go for a move here just to prove a point. Oh, at the inside he sends it. Unsafe's wide. James is through and leads. Just to prove a point that he could have done it. He did it. He's now going to give it immediately back though as he serves his penalty. There's a warning for Unsafe. This is not done, and that's going to help James stay with him, in fact, there, because he's now ahead of him. So he loses slightly less time and is straight back onto the back of the Audi. We've got 2 to go with the penultimate lap of the race. James has just laid down a marker and signal his intent. And he's right back on him. So this is not over. Mikey now in a very lonely 3rd. Has dropped this group behind. Odon has not been able to make a move on Goose, so Goose has settled down since that half those penalties got a couple of laps ago. A lot more consistent. You see, look at laps 4 and 5 are 31.691 and 6.81. That's super consistent. He's with 39.698 as well. So Goose lapping solidly in the 31s. A few tenths off the leaders. Good pace there for P4, good showing for him. Jones has got himself a half-second penalty. In the background, Derek and Dusty Fossil are still at it. There's also been a change for the lead. Jadon down the inside. Unsafe fights back around the outside. Jadon's ahead. Unsafe to the gravel. And Jadon leads again. And this time I'll keep it. Unsafe has led this race from the word go. He had a 1.4 second lead at one point, but James has just eased onto the back of him, stalked him for a few laps, made a move, but picked up a penalty, gave it straight back, and has relaunched to the counter and taken him at the best possible time. He's immediately built up a 1.1 second lead going on to the final lap. That's the killer move. Has Unsafe got anything left in the tank to offer him? Was there a mistake from Unsafe? He's 2 seconds down. His best lap, we saw him run wide at turn 3 after getting put wide by James. Ooh, James having a big old wobble there. That'll give Unsafe some hope. That'll close up down the straight. What was watching was Derek and Dusty Fossil. Dusty Fossil did get that move done. Switchback has caught and read past Royston at least. Unsafe as throwing everything, trying to get back on terms with James before the end of the lap. Having led so much of this race, he's going to be so disappointed to lose this. But what a way to win the title. Through the kink we go into the left-handers. Jadon still leads. Unsafe trying to get there. Trying to put some pressure on, try and force a mistake. He needs him to get a penalty now, really. It will be a big old send from there. He's closing, he's still closing. But he's running out of corners, there's just 2 to go. Through the penalty corner, that's fine, no chance of a penalty there. 1 corner to go. If he can keep it on the track, which he does in style, Jadon is going to be the victor in the sprint race. And with it wraps up the GT2 Drivers' Championship. Unsafe gets second, it's third for Mikey. And in the background we've got a 3-car scrap for fourth. Goose, Odon and Glyn nose to tail. Jonesy coming through for P7 from the back of the grid, and Zommer in 8th. Dusty Fossil 9th, Derek is 10th, Joker is 11th, Switchback is 12th. It's 13th for Royston. Johnny Boy's picked himself up a half-second penalty. He'll cross the line in 14th to the personal best on the final lap, in fact. And Norris there, the final finisher. We saw him having some dramas earlier. He is our final finisher then. So there we go, the final sprint race of the season. And kiss the onion necklace. That's victorious. And Jadon then victorious by 0.6 of a second, and with it will be the season 29 GT2 champion. So congratulations to France. That is both drivers' titles going the way of Team France, with T. Smith having won last week, but nobody cares about that because it's boring. Unsafe there, valiant effort from him, but just got caught napping by Jadon. And has to settle for P2, but still a good points haul there. Should propel him into second place in the standings. Mikey finishing third, Goose finishing fourth there. Good early pace, but dropped away from the lead battle. But held off Odon, who finishing in fifth, and his teammate Glyn in sixth. Jonesy from the back of the grid up to seventh. Zom in P8, and Dusty Fossil coming in for P9. Derek in P10. Joker 11th, Switchback is 12th, Royston 13th, Johnny Boy is 14th, and Nobby Norris is 15th. Of course, the feature race coming up next, which is a full reverse grid. So it will be Nobby and Johnny at the front, and Unsafe and Jadon will have it all to do from the back. 35 laps ahead of us. Medium and hard tyres are compulsory. However, once again, we do have the threat of rain. So let's wait for us to go through. Let's go through the story of the season, shall we? How has the season panned out in GT2? So it's GT2 one as well, if we've got time. But the season then started off at Spa, and a victory in race 1 went the way of Switchback, who prevailed in a battle with Dusty Fossil and Jadon. There your top 3. Then came the main race where Unsafe Release was victorious. No, he wasn't. Yes, he was, but he was filled in for, I believe. Yes, he had a filler in there, that was it. So it wasn't Unsafe, I can't remember. Was it Aaron? Aaron, I think, won that one, didn't he? Aaron won in GT2. Then it was Jonesy and Dusty Fossil. There's your top 3 there. Jonesy fighting a superb rear guard action, having struggled massively in this sprint race, which was kind of the theme for Team USA at the start of the season. Week 2 was Team Japan's double points week. It was Tokyo South Inner. And it was victory in the sprint race for Jadon, ahead of Switchback and Unsafe Release. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. It was. Telling lies. And then in the main race, Dusty Fossil prevailed on home turf. With second going the way of Unsafe Release, and Jadon in third. So once again, they're just banking good points. Early on, week 3 was Trial Mountain, where the victor went the way of actual Switchback. However, I believe it was Ross that was filling in for him. Second that week was Jadon, and third went the way of just Mikey. Just go quite well at Trial Mountain. The main race went the way of Jadon, though. He was victorious there from Unsafe Release. And it was Ross again in third there. Good battle there. I remember that one unsafe doing something different on strategy there, but Jadon just pipped him. And Ross was closing in on them as well. It was a good battle there. Italy was week 4. It was Monza, and that was Italy's double points week. However, it did not work out as planned. It was victory in the sprint race for Sir Goose. It was a blue flag filling in for him. While a victory in the main race went the way of just Mikey's fill-in. It was Aaron, I believe, again. Blue flag won the sprint race from Jadon and Switchback. And in the main race, Aaron was victorious from Jonesy and Switchback. Oh, look at it. That was Italy in week 4. Week 5 was Interlagos, and it was a double victory for Jadon. This is where he started to sort of really get a grasp of the title. Victorious in the sprint race from Unsafe Release. And just Mikey. On the main race, he was victorious over, once again, Unsafe Release. This time it was Joker who was third. Yes. Joker who was third there. Good point speak there for him. Then came France and the Alsace test circuit. Now I missed this week, so I was not too disheartened about that. Looked like absolute A's for victory in the sprint race from the way of Unsafe Release from Switchback and Jadon. Again, Jadon there picking up double points in his double points week, and then of course he was victorious in the main race. Big points all for him there, 60 points ahead of Switchback, and in fourth. Lost it. It was Joker, by the look of it. Joker getting solid P3. Next then came a Dragon Trail Seaside, a double victory then for FTRL Switchback. Victorious in the sprint race from Dusty Fossil and yours truly, filling in for Johnny. And then in the main race again, Switchback victorious. This time he was victorious from Mikey. And Jadon getting home in third. Take us up to USA week. It was victory for Switchback in the sprint race and Jonesy in the main. And last time out of Bathurst, victory for Ross filling in for Derek, for Jadon victorious at Bathurst in the main race then. Cars though are now making their way along the start straight for the endurance race then. 35 laps ahead of us. Melbourne RS leading us away, and away we go. That's how we got there. Jadon really just racking up points in the first half before really starting to excel in the second half of the season, which just propelled him away. His Switchback has missed a couple of weeks, well, at least 1 week. He's only got half points. But Jadon has been relentless in his pursuit of the title. Has now been rewarded as Nobby leads us up then to turn 2 for the first time, joining by giving chase. Royston on the outside, fending off Switchback. Then comes Joker, Derek, Dusty Fossil, renewing their rivalry from before in race 1. Then Zob, Jonesy, Goose and Glyn are already side by side. So Goose is, in the back, Jadon's off. Oh, Jadon's got rounded off. Champion has been unceremoniously dumped on the grass and span around. Now we have seen him have incidents before this season. He's had to fight back. He has to do it again in this one. Jadon then off the back of the pack. Unsafe was slightly held up by that. It was happened in front of him, I believe. They come together. Didn't see what caused it. Not ideal at all. In tyre situation, meanwhile, as well. We need to go through that. Nobby Norris leading the race on the mediums. Jonah Boy second on the mediums as well. Royston in third on the medium tyres. It's Switchback in fourth is on the hards. And Joker in fifth is on the medium tyre. Hard tyres for Derek. Medium tyres for Dusty Fossil. Medium tyres for Jonesy. Medium tyres for Zomlar. Medium tyres for Goose. Medium tyres for Glyn. It's hard tyres on Odon. It's hard tyres on Mikey's car. Unsafe has got the hards on. And Jadon has got the mediums on. He's going to need them now, because he has got to fight his way back up the order. Nobby Norris is very wide at turn 1. And he does get a half-second penalty then, so Nobby Norris is going to relinquish the lead. At some point on his lap to Johnny Boy, who's already up alongside him on the outside of turn 2. Now Baffin has let Royston come right to his tail. He's brought Switchback with him as well. Switchback is the lead runner on the hard tyre. Joker behind him on the mediums. A lot of people starting this run on the medium tyre, which I'm quite surprised at. Royston's going to go the outside way around Johnny Boy. Norris going to pull away as much as he can do before he serves his half-second penalty, which he will do on the run down to the penultimate corner. Switchback has gone round the outside of Royston. Royston fights back. But has to drop in behind then, so I've gone from attack to defence. I'm trying to gain a place on Johnny Boy, loses one to Switchback. Norris about to serve his half-second penalty. Now he has got a little bit of a lead here. Is he going to hold off Johnny Boy? He is. Royston again on the attack of Switchback, who's had to go defensive. Royston now looks up the inside to the final corner. Sparks off the front of the car as it bottoms out on the ground, and that's giving Joker a run on Royston. Not doing anything in turn 1. Royston holds on. Oh, now Johnny Boy's got himself a half-second penalty. And Nobby Norris as well. Oh no. Track limits here are absolutely treacherous. As we can see, the Nobby Norris half a second up on his personal best. So Switchback is going to be the main beneficiary here. We've got a bit of a run on Johnny Boy out of turn 2. Nowhere to go though. Despite his time though, he will get through. And I imagine Nobby Norris will let his teammate go. Johnny Boy's going defensive down to turn 3. Switchback can look to go around the outside. Just scores him to the grass though. He hangs on for now. And he's gone wide on the infill section, and we're going to see that green Lamborghini shoot up the inside. He's not close enough. So top 2 then with half-second penalties their name. Now we saw Nobby Norris hold on to the lead last time around. Johnny Boy will lose out to Switchback. Will Switchback take the lead, or is Nobby going to hang on? Nobby's going to hang on again. Switchback going to go for a cutback. No, Nobby hangs on. So it's now Nobby Norris from Switchback from Royston. Joker in 4th, Johnny Boy down to 5th. So he lost out considerably. Nobby Norris didn't lose a place, Johnny Boy lost 3. Hardly fair. Derek under attack now from Jonesy. Thinking about a move into turn 1. A bit of a touch on that. Johnny Boy was a little bit wide again. Joker now on the attack of Royston. They head up the hill. And they're both closing on Switchback. And Joker's going to box him in here. And he's going to go for a double move. Now Switchback's getting boxed in behind Switchback. Over the curb. And Royston hangs on. Nobby still leads, but Nobby's got another half-second penalty. He's gathering them for fun. That's 3 in 3 laps. Surely Switchback will stay close enough here to take the lead. This time around the pack's still quite bunched together. Jadon only just off the back of it. He was 16 seconds, he's now only 10. That's the fastest lap of the race, the 32.0. The top 4 are nose to tail. Well, looks like Derek has slipped down the order a little bit. Lost out to both Goose and to Jonesy. Jonesy all over Johnny Boy as well. Around the outside goes the Viper. Johnny Boy hangs it on the inside. Oh, it's going up ahead. That's Royston attacking Nobby Norris. And Joker's going to take them all. 3 wide up the start finish straight. Joker from 4th to 2nd. Great move from him. Jonesy on the attack of Johnny Boy. But Joker's the big mover up to 2nd. Royston fights back into turn 1. They go side by side. Oh, back indoors, Johnny Boy there. I think, where's Nobby Norris come from? There's so many cars. Oh my god, it's just cars everywhere. 2 Vipers, 2 GTRs, a Peugeot and a Lamborghini squabbling over the same piece of tarmac. Johnny Boy's right on the inside. Is he going to send it up the inside? He is. Oh, he's cost Nobby wide. Momentarily up to 3rd. back on to fourth. Nobby gets shuffled back to fifth. Goose is up to third. Jonesy's been shuffled back to sixth. Royce is down to seventh. And now Derek, Dusty, Glyn, Odon, Zom, Mikey Unsafe have all joined the party, and that Jadon isn't far away either. They switch back now Leeds, and he's got a bit of clear track and a bit of space behind him, so he's going to try and run away. And all the cars behind him, they're on medium tyres, and they're trying to sort themselves out. Johnny Boy there with a bold move into turn 2, great. See him getting his elbows out there. Fairly clean. The move itself was good, it was the exit where it all got a little bit congested. That's just racing sometimes. Down the penultimate corner, Johnny Boy's gone defensive there from Nobby Norris. He's going to try to switch back up the inside into the final corner and does it successfully. Nobby Norris takes back P4. Good move. Good to see these guys putting moves, strong, clean moves there on each other, setting them up nicely. Jones is thinking about a move on Johnny into turn 1. Johnny's got to go right at the back of Nobby Norris there. There's contact there side by side. Jonesy gets pushed to the inside. Johnny Boy gets up on the curb, and that's going to cost him some momentum, and now Royston's on the attack again. Further back, Dusty Fossil under threat from Glyn and Odon. The Team Germany cars not making much progress so far. Odon to the outside then, all of them of course on the hard tyre. Tyre run through top to bottom, absolutely. So switchback leading the way on the hard tyres. Oh, looking good. Goose down the inside of Joker. Oh, he's gone a little bit deep there. Just gives a hip check there. He's going to lift off and let him through. Good driving there from Goose. So there's a bit of a send. Didn't get it stopped. Pushed him wide. He's going to let him go. So Joker on the medium tyres. Goose on the medium tyres. Look at fuel as well, shall we? Switch back. Doing well. Just over half a tank still. Same as Joker. Goose, as you expect, a little bit down on fuel. On medium tyres. Next up is Nobby Norris. He's just over half a tank as well. Medium tyres for him. Jones is behind him. Medium tyres, doing well on fuel as well. He's up there with the cars around him apart from his teammate. So we know Goose is not one for saving fuel. Royston next up, medium tyres again. Just over half a tank on fuel. Johnny Boy behind him. Medium tyres, just over half a tank of fuel. Derek is 8th. Hard tyre. And also over half a tank of fuel. He's better than Odon, who's next up on the hard tyre. Then comes this Gaggle. Glyn's been shuffled back. 10th, doing well on fuel though. And then we've got Zom on the medium tyre, doing very well on fuel. Unsafe now up to P12. Hard tyre, doing well on fuel. Dusty Fossil's next up. Medium tyre for him. He's probably the best on fuel, one of the best on fuel I've seen. Next to is Mikey on the hard tyre. He's a little bit down on fuel. Some of the cars around him. Mikey's gone for a big old send. There's contact. As he hits the back of Zom and also his teammate. Lifts off though, gives the place back. Dusty Fossil getting shuffled back there as Jadon has caught the back of the pack. So it's 9 seconds covers the field, left to 7 laps. Front to back. And Dusty Fossil there getting shuffled all the way to the back there. Up front. Oh, what's happened? Oh, what's happened to Zach? Zach's had it off. Our erstwhile race leader has been bitten by his car once again, and he's down to 7th place. So all that work he's put in to get to the front of the pack has been thrown away. So Sir Goose is now your leader. The man who is worst off fuel of everybody by some distance. He's got some clear track. Can he pull away? That would help him. He's the fastest lap of the race. That helps as well. So Goose leads from Joker, from Nobby, from Jonesy. Jonesy's doing well on fuel. Look at where Goose's fuel is at. He's at about a third of a tank. Jonesy, 2 seconds further back, is on half a tank. On lap 8 of 35. Jonesy also only 2 tenths slower than his teammate that time round. Nobby Norris there running a little bit deep at turn 2. That's going to give Jonesy the opportunity here. Moves to the outside. Banging doors. Fall from Jonesy there. Comes across. Squeezes Nobby Norris. Nobby keeps his nose in though. Oh, a little bit of a touch. Jonesy keeps the power on around the outside, uses the Viper's torque off the corner, and he's up to 3rd. Next pack then, we've got Royston leading the charge in 5th. Johnny Boy tucked in behind him in 6th. Then Switchback recovering after a drama. 1:39.0 last time, lost 7 seconds. Had a drama somewhere, possibly turn 1. Seen the Lamborghinis off there a couple of times in practice. Derek is 8th, Odon 9th, Glyn down to 10th, and safe is side by side with Zom, and then we've got Jadon, who of course who was off at turn 2 on lap 1. 16 seconds off the pack, he's now only 9 seconds off the lead, he's back with the pack, and Mikey in 14th, Dusty Fossil in 15th. Oh, Goose has picked up himself a half-second penalty again. Saw that in qualifying and a couple of times in the sprint race. Again, Jones got a little bit deep there at turn 2. Joker pulling away, and that's just bringing Nobby Norris back at Jonesy a little bit. So now everybody's spreading out and settling down a little bit. We've had some chaos for the first sort of 7 laps or so. Now everybody's just spread out a little bit. We should settle down. What's happened to Zach? Has he pitted? I think he's pitted. No, he's been round again. Oh no! I was just going to see where he was. He has crashed again. So Zach staring at losing 2nd place in the title as well. He was already out of the hunt to bring back Jadon. I've got to try and hold off unsafe. I can imagine. Goose, Joker, Jonesy and Nobby Norris top 4. They are broken a little bit clear. Nobby driving well. See, but a half-second penalty at the final corner again. See, good drivers can handle this car. Into the pits then has come the Germany cars then. Odon unsafe and Mikey are all in. As is Switchback. Unsafe best on fuel, 40 litres. Then we've got 37 for Switchback, 36 for Mikey and for Odon. He's now trying to pull away up front. Lead up to a second now, it's getting quite overcast. There's some very grey clouds over the circuit. Are we going to see some weather for the first time this season? Are we going to see some weather? I don't think they're quite rain clouds yet, but it's definitely overcast. Leads 1.1 seconds. Joker doing well, giving chase. Jonesy, Nobby Norris, and we've got Royston. Johnny Boy still going really well. Just on the personal best fastest, the 32 flat. So 4 tenths off the fastest lap of the race as well. So Johnny Boy going very well here. Very impressive. Well done. Next pack then led by Derek. Settled down to P7. We've got Glyn, Jadon, Zom behind him. And comes Dusty Fossil. Maybe just sort out a bit clear track there. Very wide there at turn 1. They did not trouble the apex. And come the 4 cars that pitted. 3 Team Germany cars and Switchback's Lamborghini. He had a couple of dramas on his way though. Goose is leading now 1.7 seconds and Jonesy is up to P2. So it's Team USA 1-2. Jonesy's fuel is comparable, but he's slightly better on fuel than Joker. GTR is quite good at saving fuel, but that Jonesy has definitely come along in his fuel saving capabilities this season. Knows the limitations of that Viper, but I'm sure last week Tom Duval was Goose peeling off into the pits, wasn't it? It was. So race leader is in at the end of lap 11 with just 2 litres of fuel in the tank then, so he was out of fuel. He's got 11 laps out of his. So Jonesy's got... Oh, Joker fighting back, looks at the inside in turn 1, drops back out though. Thought better of it. Jonesy all over that curve there, the car snaking around. That way the Vipers do. Front 3. Okay, then we're still going well in 3rd. Royston and Johnny Boy's got himself a little half-second penalty. Still going well, and a little bit of a drama on that. That's up a 34.2. Just dropped him back towards this pack there. Derek, Glynn, Jadon, and Zom. Who's then filling the tank up. What tyres is he going on to for this stint? Unsafe's gone through, Odon's gone through. He is coming back out on the mediums. Right behind Odon and right alongside Mikey. There's now a drag race up the hill. The Viper will of course win. Mikey though up the inside into turn 2. And so Goose get off the corner using the traction and the torque of that Viper. Not initially, however. Viper now fights back along the straight. Mikey covers the inside, but we've seen the Vipers do this all right already tonight. Round the outside he goes, and then cuts him off at the apex. And Goose back up to 13th, and the sun's starting to peek back through again, and so that threat of rain is diminishing. Jonesy leading the way. Just getting up the chute there, and they've probably got another 2 laps in the tank. So I think either way this is going to be a 2-stop race. I don't think anybody's going to get to lap 17. Oh, look at everybody's fuel. Oh, we're 3 wide. Jadon on the inside of Derek, with Glynn on the outside. Jadon making the move. Going defensive. Jadon still finding enough room there to get down the inside, and he's carved his way through this pack. And he's back up to P6 there. Good driving from Jadon. Derek going to fight back though. Glynn's right in there as well. Good fight back from the newly crowned champion then. He's back up to P6. Jonesy, Joker, Melvin Norris still your front 3. Viper there not wanting to bite into that final corner anymore. Looks like we've got maybe 1 more lap in the tank. Not on the red line. Nobby Norris is on the red line. 2 ahead of him, not far away from it. Now he's on the red line, so about 1.3 laps, and so Jonesy Joker will be in this time around, as will Mobby, so front 3 should be in. He's doing well on fuel, not quite on the red line yet. Now he just as to say that he ticks over. And Johnny Boy's got himself a 2nd penalty. He's under threat then from the newly crowned champion, down to turn 3. He's going to fall to wait, oh, into the back. That was a little bit naughty there. He's going to lift off and let him go. Flash of the lights there from Johnny Boy to acknowledge that, and that lets Glynn back in on this battle then, and on the attack. Jadon trying to cut back there, but just ran out of room. Jadon's understeer just took him into the side of Johnny Boy. Oh, he's turning around. Johnny Boy did well to save that. Jadon then will now take the place there as Johnny serves his 2nd penalty. He's going to drop any place he's going to drop it. He's got 3, 4, yeah. All the way to the back of that train, then it's in comes Jonesy, Joker, Nobby Norris, Royston, Jadon, Glynn, Zom, Johnny, Derek, all in. Dusty Fossil is carrying on. Boston will inherit the lead of the race. Lap 15. Is he trying it on one stop? It was purple in sector 1, so it's just he's pushing on a little bit, so I don't think so. And then comes Jones. Jones is now on the hard tyre, only half filled the tank. So different strategies going on here. Who's going on to what? Here comes Royston, half a tank as well. Harvey Norris, slightly over half a tank, hard tyre. Jadon, half a tank, hard tyre. Here comes Unsafe. These two have battled in the sprint race. And now side by side again, Unsafe on medium tyres. Of course, he's already run his hard tyres, so up to 5th he goes. And Johnny Boy and Joker, both of them on the hard tyre. Joker's filled the tank quite a lot there compared to everybody else. Here comes Zom on the hard tyre, half a tank of fuel. Odon then, of course, who pitted earlier on, now making his way through. Then Glynn's next up, hard tyres. He's gone slightly over half a tank. And Goose, who came in the lead, medium tyres again, but has put 3/4 of the tank in. And of course he pitted a little bit before, didn't he? Look how much he's dropped and lost out, but of course he has more fuel in than some of the cars ahead of him. Just Mikey on the back of him, there's switchback. And Derek then, the last of the drivers who's pitted, but he's now on the medium tyres. Again, I think he was on the medium for the first stint as well. Dusty Fossil on the red line. He decided to go one more lap. He's still purple in sector 1. So if Carl was looking to get to lap 17, he's not made it. He needed to 18. He needs to do an 18 and a 17, which is a big ask. So, Carl running long. Is it going to be the right solution? Though we shall see. Jonesy has a 7-second gap over Royston. Then comes Nobby Norris and the mix of Unsafe, who of course he pitted earlier. Get off his hard tyres, he's down the inside, up to 4th he goes now. And Jadon recovering from the back of the grid, but now on his hard tyre stint. It's Dusty Fossil pits from the lead. And Joker Johnny Boy. So a lot of these guys now getting their hard tyre stints, a half-second penalty for Zom. Hold on, Goose, Glynn. Goose is flying. And Mikey, of course, another one of the Team Germany cars who pitted on lap, was it 4? Tucked right underneath the rear wing. The Viper will just pull away in a straight line. So Josie, current race leader. Royston still go 1 in second. Now, bear in mind everybody's got one more stop to make. So Jonesy got a little bit more fuel to put in the on the safe release, but Unsafe is 8.8 seconds off. He's not that much fuel he's going to lose that one. So Jonesy looks to be the net race leader. Unsafe probably net P2. He's got a fair bit more fuel than Royston, and he's also got quicker tyres at this stage as well. So expect to move in the not too distant future. come up to complete half race distance. Into the second half of the race we go then. Wilson goes defensive. Oh, squeezes unsafe there, right on the exit, on the entry to turn 1. Then gets squirrely on the exit and unsafe, gets up the inside. Now it's a drag race up the hill. The Audi powers through. Rushton though is going to fight back. He's dropped into slipstream. That Peugeot's got fairly good top end speed. He's down the inside into turn 2, but unsafe. Takes the apex. Gets the run off the corner. He's on quicker tyres and he should now pull away. Good move there from unsafe. Rushton in 3rd, Jadon in 4th. Marvin Norris is 5th. Joker is 6th, but he's got more fuel than the cars around him. A lot more than, say, Jadon. If he stay close to Jadon, he will jump him again in the pit lane. I've seen Joker do some crazy things this season with strategy compared to some of the others. So let's see how long he wants to spend on these hard tyres. He did what? 14 laps before, didn't he? So 14 on the first stint. Okay, that'll be 7. Christy Foster we saw go very long compared to everybody else is in P7. Has short fueled for this stint, so interesting mix of strategies then. Odon and Mikey then. Here comes Odon on Zom. Not close enough though. Odon knows he needs to get through here. He's on the medium tyres and Zom is on the hards. Zom is a difficult man to overtake. As I said before, we'll fall victim to it. Defensive into turn 1. Odon not close to the front move. He needs to set up into turn 2. There's a good exit from 1. Gets into the slipstream. So will defend the right hand side though. I can guarantee it. Yep, covers the inside line. Odon will have to go the long way around. They're on the brakes. How deep do we want to go? Odon gets escorted onto the curb. But those medium tyres are giving him good traction. The Peugeot fights back. There they are, side by side. Odon giving him the squeeze. Leaves in the room. Cuts around. Takes the nose. Takes the position. And Odon up to P8. Good move. Now Mikey coming up to have a go. And he's straight down the inside. Ooh, on the grass there as Tom gave him the squeeze. Mikey though hangs on and has the grip. They're side by side again. Peugeot fights back. Switch back now, buying into this. He's managed to stop spin for a couple of laps. Mikey though will just sweep around the outside. Does he stay in track limits? No, he doesn't. Zom fights back again to the next corner. Mike gets a half-second penalty from the penultimate corner. Zom takes the place back. Zach's going to get through as well. Zach now looking at Zom into turn 1, but not close enough. And now Mike is going to try and get the run, and Glyn's keeping an eye on all of this as well. Back around there, Goose and Johnny Boy side by side into the braking zone for turn 2. Oh, dear me, Johnny Boy gets pinched to the apex. Still playing catch up then. Of course, he is back on the medium tyres, so that strategy not really working out for him at the moment. I'm fairly sure he was on the mediums in the first inning as well. So we'll say up front, Josie still leads. His lead is down to 6.1, though unsafe is charging. I get on terms. He's got more fuel, but Jonesy I think is the net race leader. Jadon now in 3rd. Ahead of Royston and Marvin Norris. Both going well. He's having his best weekend for a while. On board with the man in the Lamborghini. He stares at the back of 2 blue Peugeots. I had to a lot of last week, staring at the back of a Peugeot. No obviously the one ahead of Royston on Thursday, and I was looking at the back of SPY's one for a good part of Friday's race as well. And they've been well studied. Begins with a bite with traction control on. It's just like Royston pull a couple of car links. Joker going on a 6th because he's got a lot more fuel in the car than the guys around him, including his teammate. So Joker, if he wants to, can run longer. But you imagine he will try and get onto the medium tyre at the earliest possible opportunity, and then try and make some time up by having to put less fuel in. Done 8th, on the 9th. Mikey not able to find a way through yet. Then comes Glyn and Goose, the two Vipers. So Goose then 25 seconds off his teammate. He's on the medium tyre as well, so Goose's race has just gone a little bit awry. 39.7 on lap 17 has probably played a part in that, but bearing in mind that those two came in, those two were running together up front earlier on. Goose is now 20 seconds off the lead, 25 behind his teammate, then who is in the pits meanwhile. So Jonesy's in. Also in Jadon and Royston. And now Zob. That's Team France's strategy then. And get their final stop out the way now. Johnny Boy has also just pitted. So unsafe then goes one lap longer. And now he's from Nobby Norris and Joker, who's got himself a half-second penalty. Then 4th. Joker then, he's got a quarter of a tank here, so he can go a bit longer if he wants to, but you imagine he'll be boxing for medium tyres ASAP. Can I get to the end? Who's shaping to pass his team then? Glyn. Unsafe Phillips pits from the lead as Goose and Glyn going at it. Glyn trying to get to the pit lane. He is, that's probably why he was defending. He's trying to get to the pit lane. Goose took that as an opportunity. So it's like miscommunication between the two Vipers drivers. Robin Orison takes over at the lead. Joker second, he's gone another lap. Goose third. Derek in 4th, everybody else looks to be in. Has not already pitted in, so here comes Jonesy. Now, where is unsafe release? Fueling. Jonesy then coming out of the final corner now. Unsafe release is still fueling. Still fueling, there goes Jonesy. Unsafe's on his way. This is the battle for the net race lead, I believe. Jonesy's out of turn 1. There he goes. And there is unsafe release. It's now Goose, who has the fastest lap of the race at 31.2. He's basing that car, but he's had a drama somewhere. It does not explain the massive drop off compared to his teammate. Bear in mind, he was also ahead of Nobby Norris, and he is now further back. Of course, he will have a slightly shorter pit stop than the cars ahead of him, so he's on a different strategy. So let's give him some credit. In comes Nobby Norris, in comes Joker. Usually try and go as long as he can do, because he started on medium tyre. That's very wide though. That might be a half-second penalty. He's somehow got away with that. Also going now for another lap. There's a personal best on that lap of 31.7. So Jones' lead over unsafe is 4 seconds. Jadon the further 6 seconds back. Justin Fosslight in 9th. Oh no, Johnny Boy's on the gravel. Don't want to see that. Joker's in. Now Joker should leapfrog Nobby Norris here. And he goes through. And Safe goes through. Where's Joker going to filter out? And Nobby. Joker's on his way. Nobby Norris is on his way. And they're going to come out in net third and fourth. So there goes Joker. Where's Jadon? There's Jadon. So they've both jumped Jadon. Just. We're now still getting to speed, and Jadon is all over him. To the outside goes the newly crowned champion. And is he going to move done? He does. So Robin Norris then is a net P5. With Derek and Sir Goose still to stop. Goose is in. Derek will take the lead of the race as he goes round again. This will be his in lap then, so Derek then. One more lap in the tank of fuel. Pits then, so Jonesy's going to come round. He'll take P2 this time, as they lost 0.4 of a second to his pursuer. Unsafe release to start chipping away now at that lead. They're both on the same tyre though, so there's no tyre advantage. It's purely just pace now between these two, and Jonesy has the advantage of a 3.6 second lead over his rival. Joker in fourth. That will be third. So this is the battle for the last step of the podium. Jadon has got the hammer down now. Joker's outlap. Jadon did a 31.6 and a 31.4 the lap before. Nobby Norris 1.7 seconds back, but having a very good run. Net P5 for him. This is his best run of the season, in fact. Dusty Fosser. Have split then, so Goose has come out just behind Mikey. Now of course he's on the hard tyre. Has pitted then as Derek pits for the final time, so that should be the last of the pit stops. Looking on lap 20, there's a 46.2 in there from Zach. That suggests that there's been another upsie. And 45.8. Well, yes, Zach has been having some dramas in this race. Lamborghini is biting him. You can see the damage on the front of the car. And done all that hard work in the first to get to the lead. On the hard tyre, he went around and dropped himself into the back a couple of times. He's going to be losing P2 in the standings as well to the man in the background. Unsafe release. The lead is now 2.8 seconds in the background. It's side by side for third. Jadon edges ahead. Joker's going to send it on the brakes down the inside. Is he? No, he is not. He's not close enough. Jadon then, having been backwards on lap 1 off the back of the pack. Joker fight back, staying on the back of the champion. Jadon moves purple through the middle part of the lap there, so going for a very good lap here. Might slip into the 1 minute 30s. Can keep that pace up. The last couple of corners up front, 2.3 seconds is the gap between first and second. 7 tenths, 8 tenths between third and fourth. To the line is at 30, so 31.1. Actually, just lost out in the final sector there, so it's a personal best, but not the fastest overall. Still go well in 5th, 1.8 seconds behind Joker, so got 5 seconds now over Royston. Check. Oh, half-second penalty for the... second penalty for the race leader. Jonesy has been wide. So at this point, it's mediums all round. It's just going to be Goose, isn't it, who's on the hards at this stage. Yep, so just Goose on the hards now. But Jonesy, who has a 2.5 second lead, is about to lose at least a second of it through a penalty. With Unsafe already chipping away. He's now going to take a massive amount of time out of him on this lap. Jonesy about to serve that penalty then. He had a half second, he ran wide, he got another one. That's going to be a big old drop now. The gap was 2.5, it's now 1.4, 1.2, 1.1, a second. Less than a second. That cost him 1.5 seconds there. The battle for the lead gets ever closer, a little bit earlier than Jonesy would have liked. Unsafe was chipping away. Now he's just been handed a massive chunk of time. Feel-wise, they're fairly equal. He's on 6 seconds of the rears, he's not really going to feature there. Smart setting, 31.2, 31.1s. Not have an answer for him, unfortunately. The GTR not like as good around here as it used to be in the various BOP updates. Still a very good showing to be running in 4th. Nobby Norris 1.4 seconds behind him is still interested. It could yet be another battle. Nobby Norris's best showing of the season. She's got Dusty Fossil closing down on him as well. Last time around, 32.3 against 32 flat. Over an 8th. This roughly hasn't really worked out for Team Germany. Mike's got a half-second penalty. He's now behind Derek, who's 9th. So Derek was the last one to pit. We've got Goose in 11th, of course, on the hard tyre. He's done double medium stints to get to this point. Finishing on the hard tyre. His pace in that middle stint was not really where he wanted it to be. So I'm 13th. Switchback, who's had an absolute stinker in this one. And a 14th. Also had an off in the sprint race as well. Johnny boy. Jason Unsafe now is in slipstream range. Well, at 29 of 35. Jonesy's purple in sector 1. The black, red and yellow Audi R8 getting ever closer. We just caught that curve there, had a bit of a wobble. The Viper pulling away down the straights, but in the corners, that's where the Audis are making up its time. Down to 9/10 of a second, but straight back down again. He's had a good exit out turn 3. Into the infill section we go. This is where the Audi will pull the time back. If he doesn't run wide like that though. He's a little bit deep there. So there's just some dirty air from the Viper ahead of him. Just pushing him wide. Gets hooked up there through the second corner and gets back into slipstream range again. We have seen catching is one thing. Passing a Viper is very much a different kettle of fish. Jones are running wide though. Half-second penalty would help. It does not oblige. A 31.3 personal fastest lap from Jonesy, 31.1 from Unsafe Release. So another couple of attempts. These two are well clear. 6.4 seconds of Jadon. He knows he's comfortable. 31.3 from him, matching the pace of the cars ahead. Unsafe Release now done a 31.000 as well, like Jadon did in the first race. Oh, wowzers. Very close on the brake there. Half a second covers your top 2 on lap 30 of 35. 2 differing strategies, but they have convened together. Joker keeping Norby Norris arm's length down to 1.2 seconds, taking a couple of tenths out of him. A tenth faster on the last 2 laps, but that's manageable. In 6th, keeping Dusty Fossil at bay as well. These two have been fairly evenly matched. Half a tenth here or there, last couple of laps. So again, these two are very evenly matched as well. Odom, really disappointed with 8th. Germany's double points round, they were hoping for a big haul of points. A really decent pull, but it could have been better. Mikey's still not been able to find a way past Derek, who is of course on much fresher tyres as well. Goose is hanging on as well, so Mikey isn't going to lose out to Goose. Get in there as well, hands on. And we have lost Zach. So it would appear that Zach has had another drama. Having done the fastest lap of the race of 30.8, has then pitched himself into the wall, and his season 29 championship ends in disappointing fashion, I think. We will admit. He's been quick at times this season. We've seen him dominate the Dragon Trail, victories along the way. Spa as well. But a struggle tonight with the car that has been keen to bite him. And so Felice, seeing that problem there, we see where he's caught up. And he goes a couple of tenths quicker, but getting close to that Viper is difficult. Getting into the dirty air. He's now stalled, so he needs a mistake. Does Carl use the hards? Yes, he used them in the middle stint. He did. He pitted off at 16 on the mediums, then went on to the hards for the middle stint with a short fuel. And then he's back on the medium tyres again. Yes, he has. Yes, he's done 2-stopper. He's done a 2-stopper. You see he pitted again on lap 22, look. 22, 23. Yeah, the 1-stop is not possible this week. Nobody can do it. Nobody can do it. Because you need to do 18 laps on one stint. And that just is going to be too slow. Right, Derek and Mikey have finally closed up. Mikey has realised I'm on double points this week. I should probably try and get this place. And instead runs wide and gets a half-second penalty. So there you go. One is catching Dusty Fossil, I think. 32.3 against 32.4. 32 flat, 32.1, so chipping away. Dusty Fossil and Royston. Again, yeah, just on tenths in it there. Royston just edging away ever so slightly. Norby Norris and Joker staying fairly equidistant. Always been a chase for the lead. Well, we've gone away, it's happened. Unsafe has made the move and taken the lead. Couldn't wait until he was back watching you, couldn't Unsafe, could you? Can you do it again, please? Unsafe with a 31.6, Jonesy with a 32.7. Looks like in the middle of the lap somewhere. Jonesy has succumbed. Now, does he have anything left for Unsafe Felice? He's got fresher tyres. But he's working those fronts a little bit harder, as you would expect, it being front engined, so he's got less bite at the front, and so he's got more wear at the rear though. So he's looking to right the wrong from the first race there, where he lost the victory to Jadon. He's sailed to claim the victory and the championship in fashion. However, he is looking to win this race, and it was a slow burner for the Team Germany drivers. They pitted early from the hard tyres. It was just them and other. I think they pitted on the started on the hard tyre. I think it was Zach, wasn't it? It was the three Team Germany cars, and Zach were the only 4 drivers, sorry, who started on the hard tyre. Everybody else started on the mediums. Just trying to get himself a half-second penalty then. That will probably confirm the victory. Barring a big mistake then from unsafe now. As we're coming around to start the penultimate lap of the race. Nobody else had a drama somewhere. He's just dropped back a little bit. Still comfortable though. Carry on, still just edging up on the back of Dusty Fossil. Mikey has still not found a way past Derek. William has passed his teammate. They're circulating together. Yes. Once again, well pointed out. No, it's happened several times this season, Tom. And several times this season. In both divisions. Yep, we have got one manufacturer of each team in the top 5. So Germany lead USA, lead France, lead Japan, lead Italy. No, I've spoiled it several times this season. We've had a... no, it's worked out. It worked out very well in that respect. There's been... obviously the first half of the season was a struggle for Team USA, the second half has been the struggle for Team Japan. That, coupled with the flakiness of some of the driving, or drivers rather. We won't mention Frome or Grumpy's name, but they know who they are. Yes, the sort of three mid-engine cars, the French, the Italians and the Germans have been kind of consistent everywhere. Japan were kind of strong at Spa, at Tokyo, Monza they went well. And the Vipers of course had like Daytona, Monza, it was quite strong at here, it's gone well. But England had a bit of a mix and match season. So the final lap of the season. Jordan Safe has a half-second penalty now. However, he's got 2.2 seconds in the pocket, so he should be okay. Just keeping Nobby at arm's length. Just keeping Owen on arm's length. Mikey is on the attack. Oh, Derek then on the final lap. Can he snatch some more points on this last lap? Keeping on this battle then. Leaders coming round to the final couple of corners. Served his penalty though. He has got away with it then. Unsafe release is victorious in the final round of season 29. Team Germany take the spoils. Jonesy coming home for a very well earned P2. And the champion rounding off his season with another podium. It's P3 for Jadon. Joker will hold off Norby Norris. Great result there for Joker. Again, the strategy prevailing for Team Japan. Norby Norris' best drive of the season. Rush is going to hang on for P6. Great drive from him. Ahead of Dusty Fossil and Odon. Derek has managed to hold off Mikey. Then come the two Vipers, Glyn and Goose. Tom in 13th. And really on board then with Johnny for the see out the season. No pressure, Johnny. The FTRL universe is watching. Into the infill section. Down third gear, then pull the nose in, get on that curve on the inside. Pick up the throttle as early as you can. Rode the curve a little bit more aggressive there on the exit, but better safe than sorry. 2 corners to go. Your brake marker, use that curve, let's open the angle up. Get plenty of curve, even get your right side on the grass. Use the curves on exit into the final corner. Drop down there. Don't run too wide on the exit. And to the line we go to round out the season then. There we go. Season 29 of GT2 is in the books and done. And started with victory for Team Italy. It ends with victory for Team Germany. Unsafe release then is your victor by 1.9 seconds over Jonesy for Team USA. The newly crowned champion Jadon gets P3. 8 seconds off the lead there, but I think he knew he'd done everything he needed to do. He was just cruising at the end there. Joker coming home in P4 for Team Japan. A great strategy call from him once again, executed to perfection. He gags himself a top 4 with Nobi Norris driving his best drive of the season, I believe. P5 there, and the lead driver for Team Italy, Royston. Solid drive for him. The P6 then held off Dusty Fossil, who in turn held off Odon, finishing 7th and 8th. 9th was Derek for Team Italy. Then Mikey in the 3rd of the Team Germany cars, rounding out the top 10. Then came Glyn and Goose, 11th and 12th. Zom in 13th, Johnny Boy in 14th, and Switchback, despite having the fastest lap and the only driver into the 1 minute 30s. Unfortunately, retired from that one there. A few too many dramas, I think, to round off his season. So, and there we have it then. That is the end of GT2 for season 29. But do not fret, we have still got one more night's racing action for you coming up tomorrow. It is the final for GT1. Now, the driver's title has already been clinched by T. Smith, but the team standing is still open. They'll do some calculations overnight. Well, Jonesy will do some calculations overnight, and he will let us know how we look going into the final week. Then, is there any hope for Team Germany to overcome Team France? We shall find out. But yes, thank you very much for everybody who's been in the stream. As ever, if you haven't already liked it, please do so before you go. That helps us out immensely. And yes, please do join. I'm not sure who's on comms tomorrow. It could be Mikey, could be Jonesy, could be Switchback. Who knows? But yes, please do join them at 8:30 tomorrow evening, where we'll be doing this all over again for GT1. And immediately after that, or perhaps on Saturday, we will have details of season 30 to be announced then. So our 30th season of GT action on FTRL. Something quite a very impressive milestone for a little league like ours. But yes, looking forward to the next season. Of course, we'll have a 2-week break after this. The standard break week that we would have, and then a number of us are off to Spa for the Spa 24 hours at the end of June. And then we will kick off at the first Thursday and Friday of July for season 30. So please join us for all the details of that. But for this evening, thank you very much for joining us. And we will catch you again real soon.